Illustrious Thomas W. Jackson passed away in the final days of December 2021. Tom was known throughout the entire Masonic world, not just in the United States. In his younger days, he taught biology for about 17 years. He was a manager of a construction company and served as a deputy sheriff. He served 20 years as the Grand Secretary of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania and as the Executive Secretary and Honorary President of the World Conference on Freemasonry. He was one of the most well-traveled Masons of this or any other century, and a very powerful advocate for the high standards throughout Freemasonry. His international travels are legendary, along with his reputation as a fisherman and a big game hunter in faraway lands. It would require much more time than allotted this evening to list all the organizations, titles, commendations, medals of merit, and Masonic messages that Tom delivered in his lifetime. But information about Tom will always be available from many good sources for future generations of Masons. One of the most common themes in Tom's countless speeches and writings was to decry the lowering of standards and quality, poor understanding and execution of ritual in lodges, and the gradual loss of its prestigious reputation that was once so common throughout North American Masonry. Tom believed Masonry here in America lost its way when it stopped attracting the very sort of men and community leaders who used to act as mentors and examples of our wider membership. He was always a firm believer that elitism is not a bad word, and he consistently encouraged lodges and Masons to demand higher standards of themselves because, as he would say, you can't make good men better if you don't have the best men to admire, emulate, and learn today. Tom once said, you can't make fine porcelain out of mediocre clay. Tom was survived by his wife, Linda. They lived on their farm in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and married for 56 years, so please keep her in your prayers. I'd grown to know Tom well over the past several years, and we spoke often, and the last time I did talk with him was when he was in the hospital a couple of days before he passed. He sounded quite weak, but he wanted to chat, as he always did, and we did. And at the end of our brief conversation, he told me that what was giving him hope and optimism was all the correspondence and well wishes that he had received from around the world from Masons and public dignitaries who had heard of his recent reemergence of cancer and his current battle against a very severe case of COVID. He asked me to give his warm fraternal regards to Lexington Lodge Number 1, the Rubicon Masonic Society, of which he is an honorary member, the friends he made here in Lexington during his visits, and all who attended and watch our virtual education series, a series he was very proud to point out often that out of the 30 held over 2 years, he missed only a handful. So, brethren, I close the remarks tonight by passing on Tom's request by extending to each of you this evening a warm and fraternal regards for all brothers from Thomas W. Jackson.
We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder, brethren of the craft. Every rung goes higher and higher. Every rung goes higher and higher. Every rung goes higher and higher, brethren of the craft. Climbing higher builds our spirit. Climbing higher builds our spirit. Climbing higher builds our spirit, brethren of the craft. ladder. We are climbing Jacob's